Welcome back to the session, guys. Now we are going to talk about methods. Now these are methods. What do they do? The methods actually try to depict certain behavior. They try to do certain actions, okay, inside a class. Now there is a syntax for every method, and there are certain components in this syntax also. You will get to see a lot of components are there. You are able to see on the screen. Now first component that you see is nothing but access specifier. Several things you will see in access specifier which talks about the accessibility of the method. Okay, these access specifiers are not only associated with methods, they are also associated with variables. They are also associated with the classes also, like public, private. Okay, public, private, you will see. Protected also will be there. Protected. And if you are not defining any access specifier, then it is known as default. So we have a separate topic for that. Now another keyword that will be available inside a method is nothing but static keyword. Okay, that is known as a modifier. Sometimes certain articles and certain books and certain videos refers to both of them as one, as access modifier. They will not be access specifier, they will be referred as access modifier. So don't get confused, it can be access specifier separately and modifier separately. Okay, now whenever something is very important and you want it readily available for your execution, and it should be stored in a stack memory, that is why at that point of time we keep the static keyword associated with the methods or with the variables also. Okay, now along with that we have another keyword that is return type. Here do you see at the bottom also we have return keyword and semicolon. If in between semicolon and return statement, if there is no value, then the return type of a method is going to be void. Okay, now after that, void means it is the method. When you are going to call this method, it is not going to return you anything. Okay, now what is the next component? Method name. Any name, this is user dependent. Any name that you would like to give, you can give it, no worries in that. Certain times certain methods will also have certain arguments. These arguments are nothing but the variables. Okay, so say for example you have string name. Okay, this variable declaration you are doing. Okay, this variable declaration, only declaration, is nothing but your argument. Now whenever you are calling this a1 method, you will have to pass this value. We are going to cover these all topics in a chronology. Let's go ahead. Now let's go ahead and create one program for this. And first of all, let me delete a little bit of programs. Yep. So inside this method, I have created one package as method. Inside this, I'm going to create one class that is going to be a sample class. Okay, now inside this sample class I would like to have one main method, so I've just checked in and here it is. Now apart from this I would like to have one another method, so access specifier, that is public, public, static, void, and what is the method name? A1 is the method name. Okay, that's it. Now inside this I would like to print that something whenever this method is getting executed, the control will come inside this method and the print statement will get executed. So I would like to know that my a1 method is getting executed, so running in a1 method. Okay, a1 running in a1 method. Okay, now along with that I'm also going to write inside the main method one thing. Okay, or it is not right that. Now you have created a1 method. Okay, this a1 method you have created. Now how will you execute this? Now without writing anything inside the main method, if I just execute it, right click run as, first of all, do you see one small star over here? That means you have not saved it. So press Ctrl S means save it. Okay, you have saved it, so the star has gone. Now let us run this. right click, run as Java application. Now over here what is going to happen is it is going to run the program, but nothing printed out. The console did not open, only it is blank. You see the console is blank over here. It's a console and it is blank over here. Why? Because whenever you have to execute any method, you will have to call that method inside the main method. Okay, but since it is a static method, you are also calling the static method inside the same class only, what you need to do is just give the name of the class. Just give the name of the class and semicolon. This is known as method call. Method call. This is known as method call. Okay. Now, say for example, if you just wanted to execute this a1 method, now what will happen inside this main method is, now whenever the JVM will come, it will always search for main method. Okay, without main method the execution is not going to happen only. So in Java always execution starts from main method. One point. Second point is we can define also a class without main method, that is fine. The compilation also will be done without main method for a class. Okay, but you can never execute any class without main method. Okay, so right now if you are going to execute this a1 method, you will have to have call this method inside main method. Okay, so main method is a type of a method which is already existing in the Java libraries. So JVM understands that this main method is very much necessary for JVM to execute, to start the execution of the program. So inside this I'm just calling a1 method. So right click, run as Java application. Now you see that running in a1 method, it is printed. Okay, so when the control came inside the main method, the control went to a1 method thereafter, and in a1 method when it entered, it printed out, and after that there was no task, so it came out, and it came out to main method, and after that the execution got over. This is nothing but main method execution. Okay, so this is how we create any type of methods. Okay, now you just created a static type of a method. Did you notice that? Now you can also create non-static type of methods only also. Now if you want to create non-static type of methods, then you need to remove this static keyword from here, public void a1 method. Now you are getting error over here, correct? Now you are getting error over here. Why? Because boss, this is non-static, and non-static members of the class cannot be accessed directly inside the static block. Okay, how it will be accessed then? So if any non-static member like variable or any method is there which does not contain static keyword into it, for that what you will have to do, you will have to create class object. Okay, so you will have to create object. So object creation is necessary. So how do you create an object? Name of the class, that is sample. Sample s equals to new sample. That's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, now this is an object. Now with the reference of this object, whatever the non-static member of the class is there, you can access it, because inside the object only this member from this class, this non-static member of this class has been loaded. So in what is the object right now? S is the object. So s dot s s dot a1 method, you are able to see a1 method. Yeah, now using this you will be able to call. Yeah, see here you are able to call. Now you have got the idea that how do we call static methods inside the same class and non-static methods inside the same class. Now let us check how do we call both of them inside another class. Okay, so let me create one another class that is kind of I'll just write it as different class. Okay, inside this I will have a main method. Okay, this is different class. Inside this I would like to call this method, if it is static method, let me create another method also over here. this should be a static method, and it would be a2 method. Here also it would be a2 method only. Now we have one static method, and we have non-static method also. Okay, now let's see. um, Here I can write, instead of this also I can write a1 method like this. Oh, sorry, a2 method it would be, right? Since static method you can call like this only. This is what static method, and this is what non-static method. Got it? Super. Now I wanted to call both of these methods. I wanted to call both of these methods inside different class also. Let's see how we call any non any static methods of one class inside another class. Okay. Calling static method of sample class. How do we call? You will first write class name, class name dot method name. That's it. This is how you will call. So what is the name of the class? Sample dot, what is the name of the method? A2 is the method. Okay, only static method you are able to access using this way. Okay, when you are trying to access it in different class, you will call it this way. One thing. Okay, calling non non static method of sample class. Okay, how do you do? You will create an object of sample, s equals to new sample. Okay, and you just created it like this, and after that s dot, you see a1 method is coming only. Okay, this is how you will call the non-static method inside the different class. Got it? Now this is done. Let's see the result. Here a2 method is also getting executed and a1 method is also getting executed. Okay, so the points are now clear. Now let us understand the second topic. Okay, let me write certain programs wherein we will do a lot of exercises with the method creation. Okay, now let me create one class as circle. Okay, now I would like to have a main method also, because without it the execution is not going to be done. So inside this I would like to have a static variable, static int pi value, because I would like to do a lot of calculations. So static int pi cannot be int, it would be double only, because pi value is 3.147, 3.147. This is the value. Okay, and during the course of time I do not want this variable pi to be reinitialized. So I would what I would do is I would put final modifier along with the pi value. So the reassignment of the value to this variable will not happen during the course of programming. Okay, let's create a lot of programs. But before that I would like to have int radius also. Radius, okay, radius equals to like 20. Okay, 20 is the value. Let's create certain methods like public static void, what should I calculate first? Diameter. Okay, that's it. Now the diameter I'm trying to calculate, and whenever I'm trying to calculate diameter, I would like to print it also. Is plus, what should be the diameter? 2 times of radius is diameter, so 2 multiplied by radius, sorry, radius 2 multiplied by radius I should declare it as static. Okay, then it would be fine. Okay, got it. Now along with this, I would also like to create one method which would be calculating the area of a circle. What is the formula of calculating an area of a circle? Can you tell me? Here it is. The formula is pi r square. So pi multiplied by r square. So inside this I can write it as radius multiplied by radius. Okay, correct. Now along with that, I would also write, I would like to create a method for circumference. Okay, what is circumference? What is the value of circumference? 2 pi r. 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by radius. Okay, 2 pi r. Got it. You can also remove these brackets, and inside apart from that bracket also you can write. So let's remove it also, that will not cause any problem. So this is going to create a lot of methods for us. You can see one method is diameter, another method is area, and another method is circumference. So let's call all of them, otherwise none of them will get executed, correct? Now inside the main method I'm just going to write this diameter, and I'm going to call area also, and I'm also going to call circumference method also. That's it. Now let's run this and let's see how it is going to be executing. Okay, so the diameter is 40, that's correct. Now area of method is the area of, sorry, not method, area of circle is 1258.8 and circumference is 125.88. Okay, so that's what should be changed. Okay, now here you can see that now everything is coming as proper. The diameter of a circle is this, area of a circle is this, and circumference of a circle is this. Okay, now this is how we are creating methods. Okay, and we are executing via main method. But let me give you another glimpse of it, that how can I call only one method because of which some chain reaction happens and all the methods are called. Okay, so let me put this method call of area inside diameter. The first statement, when 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 I'm trying to call diameter, inside that first thing it should go ahead and it should call area, and then when I'm coming in area, okay, I should see that I'm going to write circumference. Okay, over here, that means whenever the control will come inside area, the control should go to again circumference now, this time circumference now, and then first circumference will get executed and the control will go back to area, and it will check that this has been executed. Do you have any other method? So it will execute this method. Okay, and since the job is done for area, now the control will go from back from here and it will execute diameter once again, because the control came from here itself, and it will execute diameter. And how diameter was called? Via main method. So from main method, the again the control will come back to main method and the execution will stop over there. Okay, so this is how the execution is going to be. Let me run it and show it to you. This is how first circumference is getting executed, second one is area which is getting executed, and third one is diameter. Okay, after that I should also write system.out.println main method execution ended. Okay, same way I can also write before this also main method execution started. That's it. Nothing. No need to be worried about anything. Now let's take a picture of it and let us understand the calling order and the execution order. Okay. So over here, say for example, if this is your program, okay, and over here I'm just trying to say that whenever first whenever JVM will come, it will always search for what main method, and when it gets into the main method, it will first print this, okay, and from here the second statement is calling the diameter. So here the method call is going to diameter. This is first part. Okay, this is the calling order we are talking actually. Okay, so first I'm calling diameter method from main method. Now from here diameter method I'm calling area. First statement is calling area method. So this is what, this is second part. Okay, now inside this area circumference is there. I'm calling the first statement inside area method is calling circumference. So from here I'm going this way. Okay, this 1, 2 and 3. So what is the calling order? I'll just write it over here. Calling order is first I am calling diameter, diameter is calling area, and area is calling circumference. Okay, this is what calling order, this is how the calling is going on. But what is the execution order? Can you tell me? Can you just think of it? What is the execution order? This is the calling order. Okay, now what is execution order? The execution order is totally opposite. First this got executed, second this got executed, then third fully diameter got executed. Okay, this is how the execution order is. Okay, so first which one got executed? Circumference got executed, then area got fully executed, and then diameter got fully executed, and later on main method also got fully executed. So this is what calling order and execution order of a method. Now let me show you another topic also. This is done. Now let's understand about one more thing. Let me create one more class, and I would like to name this as operations. Inside this I would like to do certain operation, and I would like to show that static int q is there, which is equals to 20. Okay, nothing apart from that I would need only one method, that is public static void m1 is the method. That's it. Okay, instead of m1 let's call it as test1. Okay, same way inside this I would like to print system.out.println value of q is plus q. That's it. And this is the method. I am printing again this thing, value of q is this. Now I have two methods inside test2 method. Guys, just have a look inside test2 method. First thing that I'm doing is I'm reinitializing value of q with 550. Okay, so what is going to happen over here? Just have a look. Just have a look. We'll come down to this part and we'll try to understand this pretty well, because it is very much necessary. What happens is, first when static int q is there, now in declaration and initialization is there in the single line. So what will happen, q will create one memory inside the RAM or ROM, and over there first, since it is a global variable, so first JVM will provide a default value to it, and then it will get updated with the initialized value, that is 20. Okay, now inside the main method, okay, we have not written we have not called test1 and test2 method. First we will call test1 method, and then we will call test2 method. Okay, that's fine. Now inside test1 method, I'm not using anything, I'm just printing it. So here it will print 20, so here it will print 20. But when it comes to test2, because next method for execution is test2 only, so 550 I'm just saying, and 550 is getting updated, it is getting reinitialized. So from 20 it has got initialized to 550, and that too it is static type of variable, guys. It is never going to be inside the object, it is always going to be inside the dot class file. So only one copy of this will be there, so it has changed. So for multiple methods also it has changed, the value of q has changed for multiple methods also. That's fine, right? So now you have changed it over here. Now if you try to print here, it will print 550. So it's what, 550. So this is how inside the variable of q also the latest updated value will be there at last. Okay, this is about the methods. Okay, now let's go ahead and execute it. Okay, I can show you so many things, but this is going to increase the code quality for you. Okay, now over here I just had to call what, test one method. Okay, and I also have test2 method. So both of them are called. Now let's run as Java application. You see, first 20 is getting printed and then 550 is getting printed. And what is the latest value inside Q? You can create another method also and you can try accessing it. It will have 550 value only inside it. That's it. Okay. Now you have understood this another thing, uh, guys. Correct? Till here it is cool. Okay. Now let's go ahead with another topic inside this, that is argumented method. Okay, so it is going to be little interesting and very simple. You just take a sip of tea and you will be able to understand this within no time. So let me create it as run class is there. Okay, inside this one main method is there, that's fine. Okay, and I have two methods which I can borrow from operations class. Okay, I have test1 method and I have test2 method. Okay, so I need not to have a test2 method. Inside this I would like to provide access specifier is there, modifier is there, return type of a method is there, name of the method is there, but argument is not there, so it is known as zero argumented method. Okay, if argument is not there, then it is known as zero argumented method. And inside this, if you want to provide some argument, you can provide it like this. Now this argument that you have provided, okay, which is nothing but only the declaration of a variable. Okay, so this declared variable becomes a local variable for this method. This declared variable becomes a local variable or a temporary variable for this method. Now if you are going to call, if you are going to call test1 method, okay, test1 method, now you cannot call it in a normal way, because the test1 method is now associated with this variable. So you will have to provide a string type of value as a parameter. Okay, so I'll just provide string type of value inside double quotes only, because we provide string value in double quotes. Now see, there is no error. So I can see, I can, now if you have to execute it, Control Shift and F, let's run it. See, value of name is Rakesh. This is known as argumented method. This is known as argumented method. Now The point over here is whenever any method is there which exists with an argument, it becomes mandatory task for you. Whenever you are calling this method, this becomes mandatory task for you to provide the value, to provide the pass parameter as per the declared type of the argument. So in the method that you will see the variable that is known as argument and the value that you are passing that is known as parameter. Okay, now that that variable based on the declared type of this argument, you will define or you will provide the parameter inside the method call. Okay, so this is a method call, and during the method call only you need to provide the value. This is known as return sorry, this is known as argumented methods. Okay, that's it, we are done with this topic also. Okay, now let's come on to another topic, return type of a method. Okay, let me create one class as return type of a method. Okay, this is very easy, guys. Now over here you would like to have one main method. Yeah, okay, so this is the class. Okay, now inside this what you have done is this is return type of a method. Now what is return type of a method, guys? Do you want to have a clear picture about it? So I'll write access specifier public static void m1 is the method. That's it. At the bottom of every method, whether you write it or not, it will always have return statement along with semicolon. Okay, sometimes in many programs you will see that I have not written it. Here also I did not write it. Okay, but if I'm writing it, it is not throwing any error. But what is happening if I'm not writing? How come it is working? So when you are not writing a return statement, compiler actually, whenever the compilation is going on, it will generate a return statement for the method, and the return statement would be lying inside the dot class file. So always inside the dot class file, every method that exists in every program in Java, they will always have return statements. Okay, okay, if you have provided the return statement, okay, that is good. At that point of time compiler will not generate any return statement. But when you are not defining, the compiler will generate the return statement, and that return statement is known as default return statement. Okay,